his way shoot.
He's standing alone on the street, heartbreaker.
He prays before each and every performance.
Jonathan Ross examines the Elvis phenomenon in Viva Elvis, Monday at 10 on S4C.
Thank you very much indeed.
Who on earth gives you the biggest welcome?
The wildest time!
With peace and quiet.
With thrills!
And spills! There's only one place on earth it could be. Alton Towers, where wonders never cease.
Ta-da!
So, this is it.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, put the kettle on, love. You have got a kettle, haven't you?
Yes, Mum.
And some PG?
Yep.
And a teapot? You have got a teapot.
Mum, just relax. I can make a cup of tea. There you go.
That was quick. Lovely.
New PG Granules, 100% pure tea.
Another cup, love? Granules.
You found the teapot, then?
PG Granules, it's the taste.
I'm going to the bar, Al. Cover me.
Fraud Squad. Tonight's episode, The Bar of Fear.
What can I get you?
Screwdriver.
Anything to drink?
What's that?
Just cider.
This isn't just cider. Fraud Squad, hold it, sister. This is Red Rock. You see, it's less gassy with no strong aftertaste. It's a different kind of cider altogether.
It's less gassy with no strong aftertaste. It's a different kind of cider.
Booker, Al.
Are you available on the 15th?
Red Rock cider. It's not red, and there's no rocks in it.
Ah, I do enjoy these family get-togethers. Gives one a good chance to catch up with everyone's financial wheeler dealing. Not that there's much of that in your family.
Well, actually, most of my lot with the Alliance and Leicester.
Shrewd financial acumen, Mustin, cannot be acquired. It's inbred. You take my nephew Herbert. Now, he's as sharp as a button. Q, where'd you get that?
Well, I've got a Cash Plus account. I can save up, get cash out whenever I want.
Fneck. My savings are in Euro reversible trouser bonds.
So you're going to the party tonight?
I'll see if I can liquidize my assets.
How long will that take?
About 6 months.
Bye.
Kid.
Well, the Alliance and Leicester have always made saving simple for me. Even my granddad swears by them.
So, old boy, the special return account simply gives me very high interest.
Investment is never simple, Mustin. Ask my wise old grandfather. He stalks the stock exchange with the killer instinct of a coiled cobra. See?
From 8 to 80, you get a smarter investor at the Alliance and Leicester.
I call Greek matches, there's absolutely nothing in it. So it's humph and humph. I say, what was that? In all right, I don't think he saw it either way. Yeah, this should keep your eye on the ball, old chap. And we're off with a harumph and a humph and a straight through the middle, which is absolutely in. And the poor fellow on the court never even saw it. If you can't see what's so refreshing about a polo mint, well, just suck it and see.
Today is Arthur's birthday, and his favorite present just has to be his can of special recipe catamite. It certainly has more taste than the kipper his auntie gave him. 5 special recipes from catamite, tested and approved by Arthur.
Time now to sit back and enjoy an afternoon at the races, as John Francombe introduces today's programme from Newmarket and casts an expert glance across the water at what the horses are up to in France and Ireland.
Hello and welcome to Newmarket, where you join us just in time as the teams come out for our first live race. It's the Dickens Invitation Race, led out by Toady Ives and the Royal Highness, the Princess Royal. Lots of smiling going on now, but I can assure you that when the gates open, there won't be any prisoners taken. Well, the girls haven't won this race since 1987, when Brooke Saunders won on Moore's Metal, and they're trying to make amends this afternoon. Well, it's the wonderful uniqueness of British racing that we've got an August fixture on a July course, and when you've got a real live princess taking on the professionals. And it's got to be said that the racing this week's been about as lively as a hibernating hedgehog, and only gets marginally better this afternoon. When you stop and think, there's over 2,500 horses trained here at headquarters. I think there's only about 22 of them actually taking part this afternoon. But we got some sport, and it looks like it's going to be quite good anyway. We get underway in a few moments with that Dickens Invitation Race, where the 5 lady amateurs take on the 5 professionals over a mile. It's an annual event, been running for the last 6 years. Then it's the Fay Richwhite Sweet Solera Stakes. It's a listed race over 7 furlongs for 2-year-old fillies. 7 runners go to post. Peter Easterby doesn't usually send horses far from home unless they've got a good chance. He runs 2 here, Devon Dancer and Venturina. Then it's the richest race of the afternoon. Only 6 line up though for the Brierley New Zealand Handicap, over £17,000 to the winner. And there's only £17 in weight divided the top from the bottom. It's still not easy to solve. And finally, only 5 turn out for the last race, the 7 furlong Wellington Maiden Stakes. It's for 3-year-olds, and the dogs have been barking Luca Kamani's Royal Bluebell all week. We'll find out if they're right at about 4:50.
And there's some worried bookmakers round the country in the offices because some multiple bets have been running up. The first 2 have won, and they're going on Venturina in the 3:45 here and Rose Glen in the 3:55 at Haydock. Really multiple huge bets running up on those 2 now. The first 2 have gone in. I won't tell you what they were. In the 4:50, in the 4:20 with Red Toto out, Tide Mark put in the 11 to 10 favourite, and in the 4:50 Royal Blue Bell is made an odds-on chance. So Luca Kamani short price favourites with Tide Mark and Royal Blue Bell. And the day's steamer is in the last number 4, Dream's End. Some punters have got 6 to 1, 11 to 2, now put in 11 to 4 against Dream's End. In tomorrow's Prix de Jacques de Marois, 7 to 4 favourite. That's the price the firms have got against Hector Protector. And here the betting is, it's 3 to 1 Bescaby Boy. They've done 7 to 2 Michael Roberts' horse. It's 9 to 2 Ballerina Bay, 6 to 1 El Nasrik Pete, 4 at 8 to 1, including the Princess Royal, Granite Bay, riding in the race for the 3rd time, the Princess Royal. She's 8 to 1 on Granite Bay, but Venturina and Rose Glen, real worries for the bookmakers, let alone Dream's End, the day's steamer in the last.
Well, let's get on with our first race. It's over a mile, and they're headed by the Princess Royal on Granite Bay. Got 10 stone 3 to carry, got a penalty for having won at Thirsk last time out. Let's get a full list from Graham.
So, number 1 is Granite Bay, who's Viated, ridden by the Princess Royal. Number 2, H&B by Frankie Dettori. Number 3, Cartel by Linda Perrott. Number 4, La Domaine, is ridden by Elaine Bronson. And number 5, CJA, the Mount of Ray Cochrane, that's drawn 1, The Rails. Number 6 is Swan Walk Blinkered, Lydia Pierce. 7, Bescaby Boy, the favourite, Michael Roberts. Number 8, Ballerina Bay, Bryn Crosley. 9, Al Nasrik Pete, ridden by Sally Ann Billow. And number 10, Shannon Express, the Mount of Tony Ives.
And here's how they bet. Bescaby Boy is 3 to 1 from 7 to 2 favourite. Ballerina Bay on 9 to 2. Al Nasrik Pete at 5 to 1. Graniton Bay at 8 to 1, together with H&B and CJA and La Domaine. Sharon Express is 14 to 1 from 12. Swan Walk 33s and 25s. And the other outsider is Cartel, also on 33 to 1. They're all quoted.
So, the winning team of this race divided purely on the first horse past the post. It's not a points competition at all, and the winner of this race has no bearing on either the Male Jockeys Championship or indeed either the ladies' version. The draw is all important, and before racing got underway, I asked the 2 team captains what they thought of it.
I think we've got a good chance.
I mean, you've won 4 out of the last 6 run-ins. And are there going to be any sort of team tactics?
Yeah, beat the ladies. That's the main thing.
And how about you?
Team tactics?
Yeah, team tactics first of all.
Didn't really think there were any allowed in flat race.
I think the team tactics started with your ride. How did you manage to get on one of Richard Whittaker's? You rode a winner from about a month ago.
Somebody must have been feeling good. I don't normally win any draws, so I think this one was a particular bonus to me. And as you can see, I've got a problem weight-wise.
And have you still sort of retained your enthusiasm? Do you still get a kick from riding in races?
I think so, yes. I enjoy the riding out, actually. I enjoy seeing how horses go on and working with them.
And how about the jumping? Have you had any plans to go jumping this winter?
Unlikely, I think. Unlikely.
Stick to the flat game now.
It's time. It's a little bit easier to do the flat game.
And Tony, you're going back to Hong Kong shortly.
Yes, I am, yes.
But you're really keen to go back. I mean, you didn't want to leave in the first place. Why is it so much better than over here? Why do you enjoy it so much?
2 days' work. For the same amount of money, really.
You won't be sweating too much. Anyway, I wish you both the best of luck.
In spite of the climate.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you very much. Well, I hope we, makes an enjoyable spectacle, because that's...
Yeah, that's the main thing.
That's the main thing. It's a bit of fun. But I dare say when those stores open, it'll be every man for himself.
Or indeed woman.
Or woman. And let's give Gatcombe a plug tomorrow, because you're off there later on. You've been
yes, I'm skiving. I'm skiving, really. I should. Dressage is going on today, and the show jumping cross country is tomorrow.
And you've been painting poles and doing all sorts of things?
No, hammering and weeding and all sorts of things. Yes.
And what time does it start tomorrow?
Cross country starts 9:30.
9:30. Wish you the best of luck. I wish you best of luck. Just a few.
Can I just say that we hope Sharon Murgatroyd, you're all watching, and we all send our regards to her.
That's great.
Yes, and the girls at the gate apparently have done extremely well with just a bucket, so we're very grateful to those who have already helped.
Well, there's a print being auctioned in only Sharon, and we've got plenty more news of her coming later.
Yes. Well, she certainly encourages us, so I hope we can encourage her.
Amazing. Right. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, it's a great gesture that all of the professional jockeys in this race have donated their riding fees to Sharon Murgatroyd, and there'll be lots more money collected later on this afternoon. Well, it is a bit of fun, this race, but there's £4,000 on offer. There's also a matter of the pride. Sifting through the form, Jay Oaksey and Jim McGrath.
Don't know in a lot of cases that form is actually the most reliable guide to this race, although the Princess Royal does have a horse in very good form. That's number 1, Granington Bay. He came back after a break to land a gamble last week at Thirsk. I believe his owner was on holiday, but sent word back that investment was to be large and on the nose, and Granington Bay duly obliged. I don't know that the Princess Royal has actually ridden this horse before, but she might know him because she has ridden a few times for Richard Whittaker. And as I say, the horse is in good form. John, let's hope she has a good ride.
Yes, I'm sure she will. She's had good rides for Richard, including some winners. And, well, her record is well known, really. This would be her 8th winner. And those include 1 over fences and 1 in America. And, of course, before she ever took to race riding, she was an absolutely top-class 3-day event rider. So, certainly the most experienced horsewoman in the field. I suppose 1 or 2 of the others might beat her on jockeyship. We shall see.
Well, the contrast there is that her opposing captain, Tony Ives, on number 10, has a horse that was always behind and tailed off last time. So he has the opposite in terms of an animal going into the race in form. But to be fair to Shannon Express, that was his first run since the 9th of March. And although he's a bit to do, he has actually won 2 races in his time. But I don't think I'm sticking my neck out and saying he wouldn't carry a lot of my cash here today.
And behind there's Michael Roberts in the white noseband on number 7. That's Baskerville Boy. Was favourite, I think, when we last saw. And Baskerville Boy is, well, it's quite a long time since he won a race, and that was at Pontefract back in April. But he didn't run at all badly at Doncaster in his one race ago, so to speak. Has form good enough to put him in the shake-up. And, well, Michael Roberts doesn't, as they say, need any introduction.
Well, let's go to another one. This is Ballerina Bay. Bryn Crossley riding this one for Dave Tom. This is another filly in form. A little bit of a worry about the distance of today's race because it's only a mile, and Ballerina Bay's win, I should say, was at Yarmouth over an extended 11 furlongs. Ran pretty well to Duke of Monmouth, the handicapper of Guy Harwood's at Windsor last week, swishing her tail. That could be a characteristic. It could be a very hot, sticky day with flies. And each way chance would have had a better chance if it had been further.
And the most successful lady rider in the field is undoubtedly Sally Ann Bio, who's done most of her riding in the Channel Islands, although some very, very successfully in Britain as well. She won the Jersey Derby, in fact, last week, and has ridden over 100 winners in the Channel Islands. And Al Nasric Pete is in form because he beat Royal Resort the other day at Leicester, so that although he's pretty heavily bandaged in front, Sally Ann's got a real chance.
Two favourites have won this in 6 runnings. Bescaby Bay, Boy well back now, 7-2 into 11-4 for Michael Roberts, who was third on Geniton in 88. It's then 5-1 Bar Ballerina Bay and Al Nasric Pete, and it's 10-1 Graniton Bay for the Princess Royal, and one bookmaker's going 13-8 against the Lady Riders. 13-8, didn't have a lot of them.
With the early pace being taken along by Swan Walk, the rail, that's the grey. And it's Swan Walk and Lydia Pierce who show the way then to Tony Eyes on the outside on Shannon Express. A couple of lengths behind these comes Bescaby Boy, Michael Rabbits, Cartel and Linda Parrott on the outside with the yellow sleeves. Princess Royal on Graniton Bay, it's the horse with the red visors tucked away mid-division. Through on the rails is CJA and Ray Cochrane. So it's Lydia Pierce and Swan Walk, the ladies leading, and the gentleman a second in the shape of Tony Eyes on Shannon Express, with on the outside Ballerina Bay getting a bit closer. Cartel has made the running before. Graniton Bay in behind them. You'll be able to spot those red visors in a moment or two. Bescaby Boy is one of the 4 horses in the race with a noseband. Jockey Michael Roberts with a yellow cap, and the horse looks for room as they come past the halfway stage in this Dickens Invitational. And it's Swan Walk who still has it, Lydia Pierce the rail. But Linda Parrott now on Cartel, the yellow sleeves coming with a run. And up on the outside also there is Ballerina Bay. Wide of them is Al Nasric Peak coming with a strong run. Bescaby Boy is now pushed along to find room. Graniton Bay is improving. H&B in the light blue colours swinging on the outside, and they come down past the 2. It's Ballerina Bay and Bryn Crosley and Frankie Dettori on H&B Boy, really steaming up on the outside. Bescaby Boy comes with a run. Graniton Bay isn't out of it either, with the Princess Royal inside the final furlong. And it's H&B and Frankie Dettori going on from Bescaby Boy, with running through next to the rail CJA, a big race, and it's Graniton Bay who's the best of the ladies. Graniton Bay, the Princess Royal, but as they race up towards the line, it's going to be desperately close, and it's just H&B from CJA. Bescaby Boy is placed in 3rd. Graniton Bay is in 4, and a big gap opened up to Ballerina Bay, and behind Ballerina Bay was La Domaine, who never really got into the race at all. Al Nasric Pete in the end beat 1, and that 1 was Swan Walk. And so the result then of this Dickens Invitational, it's a win for number 2 of the gentlemen, the professional riders, in the shape of Frankie Dettori on horse number 2 H&B in the colours of the Duchess of Norfolk, trained at Littlehampton by Lady Harriers. H&B an 8-1 shot in this race, and an 8-year-old carrying 10 stone. The second horse home is number 5 CJA, the mount of Ray Cochrane. Third horse home is number 7 Bescaby Boy, who's placed Michael Roberts. So it's gentlemen 1, 2 and 3, but Graniton Bay and the Princess Royal were the horses that finished, the team that finished 4th, and there she is in the red visors, and the Princess Royal showing the best of the way home to the rest of her lady teammates in this Dickens Invitational, and she's run out the best of them. But on the outside of the light blue colours, it's H&B, who came there absolutely swinging with 1 to go, but in the end just had to be nipped out, ridden out, to beat CJA in the orange cap and Ray Cochrane, yellow cap, that's Michael Roberts, and there on the extreme left is Graniton Bay and the Princess Royal.
The gentlemen have swept the board, and it was always pretty clear that when Frankie Dettori, you see he's still pulling double on the outside. This 8-year-old Northfields gelding has only had 1 run this season, but Lady Harriers has certainly got him fit today. The Princess Royal, in fact, is tracking Frankie through. She's just behind on Graniton Bay there, but he never finds the necessary acceleration to go between H&B and Bescaby Boy, who's in the white noseband, one of the 2 in the white noseband, La Domaine, CJA being the other one.
A tight fight through the last 100 yards, with over on the far side CJ, who's usually best when they're whizzing round Chester, the likes of there, getting the better of his duel with Bescaby Boy, but he can't quite get to Frankie Dettori. And Frankie is never short of a word or two, and I dare say he'll be telling even the Princess Royal just how good he was.
And Frankie Dettori, 6th last year on Dodger Dickens, in his second ride in the race, wins it on H&B, returned at 8-1. The second, CJA, also an 8-1 chance, with Bescaby Boy returned. The third horse, the 11-4 favourite. The Princess Royal was 4th on Granite Bay, who went off at 9-1. And this is reminiscent of 1988, when the jockeys filled the first 4 places against the ladies. The Princess Royal preventing a complete whitewash like that, but a real steamroller run by the male riders. 8-1 twice, 11-4 favourite. Only the Princess Royal preventing a complete whitewash for the jockeys.
So Frankie, who was laid low with a bout of flu earlier in the week, comes in. I'm sure he'll get a big round of applause. Very popular lad. Look at his face.
The distances are half a length and the same, half a length and the same. And the official time of the winning horse...
John, working in the media, it is actually always nice to see Frankie win races because he's always so pleased.
It's lovely to see somebody who takes... As a matter of fact, he's quite pleased when he gets beat. He's a good loser too. And, well, the Princess Royal was definitely best of the ladies' team. Granite Bay, as we expected, gave her a really good ride. He was 8-1, so I suppose you couldn't really expect him to get very much closer. He didn't. Couldn't see any bad luck in running or anything like that we can use as an excuse. He ran pretty well.
Well, there's our winner. He was a fair price. I hope some of you at home backed him, because JT has news for those who did.
Thank you, Jim. The winner, number 2, H&B, returned at 8-1. Second, number 5, at CJA, 8-1 again. And third, number 7, Bescaby Boy, the 11-4 favourite. The tape returns win, £6.50. Places £2 exactly, £2.10 and £1.60. The dual forecast comes to £19.20 and 10 rand.
Well, that puts the men 5-2 up now. They've got a bit of pegging back to do. Brooke Saunders is the only girl to have won for the ladies, won 2 years running. And there are 2 non-runners later on in the afternoon. Neither of Alex Stewart's 2 runners, either Little Roussillon or Red Toto go. Alec had a horse run here pretty badly last night, and he's not happy with those 2, so they don't go. We'll be back after the break. We'll be having a chat with Frankie Dettori. Don't go away.
Calling all cars. Let's pick them up.
What's up, cop?
We've come for the truth.
Justice.
And those new chicken pick-em-ups. Only Burger King make pick-em-ups. Tender pieces of white chicken in a light, crispy coating, with a choice of tempting dips.
Hey! They're taking the wheels!
We'll bring them to justice later, Zerillo. First, let's do justice to pick-em-ups.
New chicken pick-em-ups from Burger King. You just can't put them down.
I do solemnly swear to do what's right by these 4 walls. I shall arm myself with Dulux weather shield sand-textured paint with its unique ICI durable polymer. I shall not stint, nor skimp, nor corners cut, unlike the bandit who did me guttering. For here shall I stand in days to come and say, I did that.
I reckon we'll be all right if we lose some weight off the back.
She's a good sport, your missus.
Australians wouldn't give a Castlemaine 4X for anything else.
Like your town, the Thompson directory has changed. It's grown. So, when you want a wedding car, or a photographer, a florist, a printer, a caterer, or a second mortgage, all businesses are now listed alphabetically. as well as under their business headings. Every listing now includes the dialing code.
I can't seem to find you. Oh, yeah.
There's a Royal Mail postcode section, community information, colour maps. There's a lot going into the all-new Thomson directory. Are you?
When you've worked up an appetite, thank goodness for Golden Wonder pots. Oh no, someone forgot to go to the shop. The Golden Wonder pots range. Pots of warmth, pots of choice and pots of taste.
Oi! This one! Oh.
Just make sure you take yours with you, eh?
Here goes.
Box 23, the mechanical verification technical sample. Your bid, madam. It's with you, sir. Any more now, please? And 50. Madam, so.
Well, I have to say it, ladies and gentlemen, the boys have done it again in the 7th running of the Dickens Invitation Stakes. That makes the score so far in the series 5-2 to the male professional jockeys. We must congratulate them, but also the girls this afternoon on another magnificent effort. And our thanks, of course, go to Dickens Limited for so generously sponsoring this event. Now, we welcome Mrs. Florence Morris, Financial Director of the sponsoring company, into the winner's enclosure to make the special presentations. We have trophies for the winning owner, trainer and jockey, superb tantalus for the winning owner, Lavinia, Duchess of Norfolk, and decanter and tumblers for the winning trainer, Lady Herries. We're going to ask Mrs. Morris to present both of those trophies to Mr. Graham Mays, assistant to the successful trainer. Graham, if you'd like to come forward and receive those trophies on behalf of the winning connections from Mrs. Morris, our congratulations to you. Well done. Now then, there are special prizes also for the winning jockey, ladies and gentlemen. What a superb job he's done this afternoon. The prize itself, a crystal decanter, a bottle of whiskey, bottle of vodka, and a bottle of gin. I'm sure he'll enjoy all three of them. Will you congratulate the winning jockey, Frankie Dettori, ladies and gentlemen. Well done.
Wade in. Wade in.
Now we have special mementos very kindly given by Dickens Limited for all of the, or both teams this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder if we could ask the ladies team to come through first to receive their special mementos from Mrs. Morris, led by their captain, who led the way home for the ladies this afternoon, of course, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal. Our congratulations. And could we ask Elaine Bronson, Lydia Pierce, Sally Ann Billow, all of the ladies' team, if you'd like to come forward, girls, to collect your mementos. Well done to all of you, and thank you for taking part. And the lads as well, of course. Frankie's with us. Could we have Ray Cochran, Michael Roberts, Bryn Crossley, and their captain, Tony Ives. Lovely to see Tony back in the winner's enclosure on the July course. And we're going to have the group photograph now, I think. But there is one final presentation, ladies and gentlemen. This is from Mr. Reg Morris, the chairman of Dickens Limited, who has a cheque for the Save the Children Fund from the company and a special gift for Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, who we hope now will receive that from Reg Morris. Thank you, Reg.
And as Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne receives that cheque, I've got to say that this is the best atmosphere I've ever witnessed here in the winners' enclosure. Really has been taken part of this race in a really good way. I think all of the jockeys, men and ladies, have enjoyed themselves. Never seen so many flat jockeys smiling and laughing ever. And we've got Frankie Dettori, winning jockey, with me now. Frankie, I've just been saying, it really has created a good atmosphere, this race.
Yeah, it was an honour to be picked by Tony Ives to race in the team, and it was great fun to race with the ladies. I already raced with them last year, and we were having a laugh and a joke in the race, shouting at each other. It was quite funny, and it was, you know, pretty honour to win the race.
You look like you're having a good laugh with Ray Cochran right in the closing stages.
Yeah, I was actually. He was shouting at me.
Well,
come on, Frank!
Well, you can have a look now.
Yeah.
I mean, what were you actually saying to him?
I said, we saved the job. Because Mr. Kamani had a ticket for me booked to Iraq in case I go beat by a lady.
Well, it was a good effort. And that horse, I mean, did they fancy him at all? He hasn't run for ages.
Yes, they did. They said he runs very well when he's fresh. The only thing, you know, the mile was a little bit too far for him. The 7th furlong was ideal. And they told me to hold him up, and I dropped him right out the back, and they gave me a great ride.
And you're in good form anyway?
Yes.
What's that, 54, 50? That actually doesn't count though, does it?
I don't know, I hope so. It's still a race, isn't it?
I know it's a race, but I've got a feeling that it doesn't count. Okay. But you've been in good form anyway.
Yes, I had 3 days off at the beginning of the week. I had a little bit of flu, but I'm going over it now. And
caught from Michael Roberts?
Yes, he gave it to me, and I gave it to Willie, so he's not very pleased with me now, Willie.
Well, Willie didn't look too happy before, and we're having a chat with him later. He's got an easy afternoon. We've got a couple of good rides coming up later, Tide Mark and Royal Bluebell.
That's right, Tide Mark won very well last time, and my headline said to mention, he said he was going to win this morning, so Philip, that's your chance.
He's just put Philip on the spot.
Yeah,
anyway. If you're listening at home, you'll probably only be just a lad if Tide Mark doesn't win. And Royal Bluebell, she's been working really well at home.
She's first time out, she's been working well. I know it's a stiff task to win first time in Newmarket, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Well, wish you the best of luck. Well done anyway.
And here's a roundup of results from elsewhere, starting at Haydock with a 145. 5 Crystal Ring, 13-2. 1 Rehan, 85-40 favourite. And 4 Akazeo, 8-1. Non-runner 8, 9 ran. The 2:15, first number 6 Cantoris, 13-2. 12 Croft Imperial, 33-1. And 9 Viceroy at 12-1. Number 8 Silver Singing, 5-1 favourite, 14 ran. The 2:45, the Rose of Lancaster Stakes. 2 Lord of Tusmore, 10-1. 4 Song of Sixpence, 11-2. 1 Lord Charmer, 100-30, 5 ran. The 3:20, 7 Polony Prima, 10-1. 5 Band on the Run, 6-1. And 2 Starlight Flyer, 4-1. 3 Jal Musique, the 7-2 favourite, 8 ran. Redcar, 2 o'clock. 3 Chance Report, 16-1. 5 Mary from Dunlow, 16-1. 4 Fox's Diamond, 5-2. 7 Stairway to Heaven, 5-4 on favourite, 8 ran. The 2:30, 1 Strawberry Pink, 6-5. 2 It's Only Money, 6-5 on favourite. 4 Miss Grosnez, 10-1. Non-runner 3, 3 ran. Redcar, 3 o'clock. 3 Sibyllin, 6-1. 6 Dancing Street, 12-1. 7 Out On, 8-1. 1 Azuba, 9-4 favourite, 8 ran. The 3 o'clock.
Well, we already had 2 races before we started the live action. This is New Zealand Day, and our first race, the Montana Wines Maiden Stakes, was sponsored by a New Zealand wine company which produces some delicious beverage back home. It was over 1.25 miles. 8 runners, most of them for one reason or another had been slightly disappointing because they hadn't been able to run as 2-year-olds. 4 had had a run this season, and it was on the strength of a run at Ascot that Red Sondu was made favourite. He's a colt by Affirmed, pretty well bred, although not as well bred as one of his rivals, number 4 Rudimentary, who is a half-brother by Nureyev to Crescent Diocese. You don't get anything very much better bred than that. Red Sondu was favourite. Let's see how they bet on Rudimentary and the others.
As you say, John, Red Sondu was favourite at 9-4. Muzawi was 4-1. Rudimentary 9-2 and Highbrook a 7-1 chance along with Sermite. Cloud Peak at 10-1, Dosseri 12s and Viking Venture 20-1.
So they come down to the 6 furlong marker, and it's Red Sondu in the blue cap who leads. Rudimentary in the apricot colours taking a very keen hold on the outside, not really helping Willie Ryan that much, and they come to the 5. And it's still Red Sondu on the rail. And the blue colours, Muwazi is getting a bit closer. Rudimentary on the wide outside with the pink cap, that's Highbrook. Tucked in behind them is Mead and Dosseri, but struggling to go the pace a bit is Viking Venture. And they come down to the 3 marker now. And it's Red Sondu who still has it from Cloud Peak with the white sleeves. In the striped cap of blue and white, Muzawi. And then Rudimentary really bowling along well on the outside, but going equally well is Highbrook, wider still. And they come down to the 2 furlong marker, and Red Sondu being shaken up next to the rails. Here comes Highbrook with the pink cap on the right, Rudimentary in behind these. Then Cloud Peak with a white sleeved jacket, and they've got just over a furlong and a half to go. And it's Highbrook, the filly, on the right in the pink cap, who's sprinted 2-3 clear of Rudimentary in second place, with Red Sondu the rail and getting nowhere. And it's Highbrook now who skips clear with a furlong to go. And it's Highbrook clear by 5 or 6 as they race up towards the line. Rudimentary through for second. But up towards the line, Highbrook takes it very easily indeed. Highbrook is the winner. Rudimentary is second, and Cloud Peak is placed.
Well, that was good news for John Gosden. Highbrook, in fact, was only one of 12 in his over 100-horse string who escaped the virus. But it's a week since he had any new temperatures, and only a few of them now are actually still showing symptoms, so he's got every hope that the stable is at last coming out. Here's the starting price of its latest winner.
First, number 7, Highbrook at 7-1. Second, number 4, Rudimentary at 9-2. And third, number 6, Cloud Peak at 10-1. Number 3, Red Sondu is 9-4 favourite and 8 ran.
The next race on a New Zealand note again, the South Island Claiming Stakes. One of those races that the owners and trainers can handicap their own horses. And Neville Callaghan had handicapped Unanimous by giving him the maximum price at which he could be claimed, £18,000. As a result, Unanimous had to give nearly a stone away all round, but nevertheless, he was made favourite, ridden by Frankie Dettori. Let's see how they bet on the others.
Unanimous, the 6-4 favourite, Abel Lassie on 9-4, Killick 6-1, Mirror's Image 12-1, and Tivy Head at 14s, along with Head Turner. My 3 Girls 25-1, together with Final Offer, and Heavenly Queen, the outsider, 33-1.
Heavenly Queen a little bit slowly away, and Unanimous, who came with a strong run last week, is showing prominently. But now it's Tibby Head in the red sleeve jacket that goes on. Abel Lassie, the grey, comes through on the outside of Unanimous. The pace not strong. A length behind these Final Offer, My 3 Girls. And Head Turner taking a very keen hold is Mirror's Image, and out the back at this stage Heavenly Queen. But it's Tibby Head on front, probably on sufferance, and not going very fast. Abel Lassie with a yellow cap showing second, and then Killick with a pink cap on the outside of Unanimous, now tucked away 4. A length behind these comes Mirror's Image, who's taking a keen hold too, and Heavenly Queen getting into stride on the extreme left of the group. One of the back markers is now My 3 Girls. Final Offer is also towards the back, and now Mirror's Image has quickened the pace, and rightly so. They were going a dawdle through the first 3, and it's Mirror's Image and Gary Carter who go on. They've stolen 3 out of the field, with Tibby Head now in second, and pushed along Abel Lassie with a yellow cap, Unanimous with a purple cap, and they come down to the 3 furlong marker shortly, and Mirror's Image has gone 3 clear. Here comes Tibby Head with the red sleeves, trying to renew the challenge. Got something to chase now, been in front for a long time, and Mirror's Image comes under pressure, and Tibby Head full of running off the pace. Unanimous starts to pick up that Abel Lassie and Killick with a pink cap behind these. These are followed through by Final Offer, and it's Tibby Head that goes on with a furlong and a half to race. Tibby Head from Abel Lassie with a yellow cap. Unanimous tries to come between those two, not much room, and it's Abel Lassie, the big gamble of the race, who takes up the running inside the final furlong. Off the pace, Head Turner in the blue colours coming wide and late, but Abel Lassie's going to hold them, and at the line Abel Lassie takes it. At the post, Abel Lassie is the winner. Head Turner second, close for third.
And the starting price is first number 2, Abel Lassie at 9-4, second number 5, Head Turner 14-1, and third number 4, Tibby Head again at 14-1. Number 1, Unanimous, the 6-4 favourite, and 9 run.
And so brave that able lassie, and she was the second leg in this big accumulator bet that's running up round so many offices today. Cantoris returned 13-2, scrambled home in that photo at Haydock, the very brave able lassie, and the bet's now running up on Venturina and then Rose Glen in the 355 at Haydock, and there has been money on the track reflecting this big gamble around the country on Venturina. 6-1, she's now into 9-2. They're showing against Venturina. Favourite at 11-4 is shaping up. You can get 7-2 against Flourishing, 9-2 Venturina, and 9-2 and 5-1 against that Pearl Angel, with 6-1 Cochabamba. But there's many bookmakers around the nation watching this race, and they really will be in trouble. If Venturina wins, there will be a fortune running up on Rose Glen in the 355 at Haydock. Watch for Venturina here.
So some tough fillies running in the next race, and if you want proof of one of the toughest fillies in racing, that comes in the shape of Sharon Murgatroyd, who last week in a fall at Bangor broke her neck. Sharon, I hope you're fit enough to be watching Channel 4 this afternoon. I certainly hope you're not watching the other side anyway. Well, Sharon, if you can believe it, sent a bouquet of flowers to the ladies' team this afternoon, wishing them all the very best. And although Sharon is still poorly, her condition is still stable, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that she makes a full recovery. Well, in the same hospital up at Oswestry is Andrew James, who's paralysed from the neck down. That results from a fall as well. We wish Andrew the best. And also Lada Main, the filly that we saw run in that last ladies' race. If you remember last season, little lad of Charlie Nelson's, Lee Davis, who rode her. I thought he had a great future. Unfortunately, that came to an end when he had a really terrible car accident, and Lee is paralysed also. There you go, it's a tough old game. Well, I've already mentioned earlier that the professional jockeys riding in that invitation race had given their riding fees to a trust set up for Sharon, and after the 2:15 race there was a picture, a very nice picture of one of the British Steel yachts that was auctioned, and it's commemorating next year's next big round the world yacht race, which actually commemorates the 21st year since Che Blythe went the wrong way round. That is west to east, which is meant to be the hardest way apparently. Anyway, this picture, and it is a nice picture as well, raised £1,000, and it was bought by one of Richard Whittaker's owners, George Farnham. Well, we'll be keeping you in touch and wishing all those three every recovery. Right, let's get on with this race. It's a listed fillies race. It's the Fay Richwhite Sweet Solera Stakes. It's over 7 furlongs. Let's get the runners and riders now from Graham.
And they're moving to post. Number 1, Cochabamba, the mount of Paul Edery, drawn 3. Number 2, Devon Dancer at 5, Mark Birch. Number 3, Flourishing at 6, Gary Carter. At number 4, Cassette at 1, Richard Quinn. Number 5, Pearl Angel at 2, Michael Roberts. Number 6, Shaping Up at 7, Ray Cochrane. Number 7, Venturina at 4, Frankie Dettori. The runners down at the start, so time to check the odds.
Shaping Up heads the market on 5-2. Flourishing is 4-1, open up at 3s. Pearl Angel 9-2. Venturina steady on 5s. And Cochabamba another 5-1 chance, this time from 11-2. Devon Dancer 12-1. And Cassette the outsider 20-1. They're all quoted for the Sweet Solera Stakes.
So, quite an open show, but that's not a surprise because there isn't a lot to choose between those with public form. And there is number 2, Devon Dancer, trained by Peter Easterby, who has 2 representatives in the race, and according to Mac Venturina, his other has attracted more support. Devon Dancer has 2 runs, 1 win. That win was at Chester in a maiden race over 7 furlongs, where she led some way from home and stayed on well. She's by Sharif Dancer, who's having a fantastic season out of a mare by Home Guard. And it was an interesting decision of Mark Birch's to ride this one instead of Venturina, who's won twice. So I asked him before racing why he'd done just that.
On their own work, Devon Dancer, she seems the better filly, but Venturina, she doesn't do a lot at home, and really it's just a toss of a coin. I'm just hoping I pick the right one.
So it's literally hope. You've no real form line to
Not
to
really, no.
And last time your filly, she ran at Chester. I mean, that track, fillies obviously horses often improve a lot for running there.
Yeah, I think she ran very green. She's only won at Ed, but she's done it well, and she was looking about, so hopefully she'll come on from that run.
And Mark, 1 or 2 Sharif Dancers can be a little bit tricky. Does she show any signs of that?
Not really. She carries her head a little bit high, but that's all, you know, but there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it at the moment.
And you're a really shrewd Yorkshireman. You've already missed a valuable winner at Redcar. How confident are you that coming down here was the right decision?
Well, hopefully I hope I've made the right choice. I mean, we have runners at Haydock and at Redcar with all good chances, and it was just whether I came here, went to Haydock or went to Redcar. Me and the boss just then, I just all come down here.
And there's the favourite shaping up, one of those, well, we've lost shaping up for the moment. Shaping up is, well, there she is. This is a filly by Stormbird who cost 50,000 guineas as a yearling. Only run once. It was a maiden race at Goodwood, and she was one of those who fell before Dick Hearn's tremendous recovery. Basma, a filly thought quite a lot of at West Ilsley, just beat Shaping Up, but she ran really well for her first time on the racecourse. Won't be any surprise at all if she improves.
She's not very big, but move well. In the background, Frankie Dettori rides Venturina, number 7. I saw this filly win at Beverley last time. She did all her best work in the closing stages. She was way off the bridle early on. She's effectively back in distance here because it's half a furlong shorter. She might just struggle. My own tip, Pearl Angel, but I think it's quite an open race. What do you fancy, John, as they go in?
I think perhaps I'd go for Mark Birch and Devon Dancer, who Graham Good says went down particularly well. But it's a very, very open contest. And there's Gary Carter on Flourishing, another with a chance, ran well against Jamarville, in probably a goodish maiden at Sandown. All in, over to you, Graham.
Shaping Up on the left, swerves out to the right as they come out of the stalls and loses a little bit of momentum, but tucked in behind them now. The pace not strong, and Venturina sets it in the red sleeves. Running the rail is Cochabamba in the spotted cap on the outside of these Devon Dancer, and then tucked away Pearl Angel in orange colours the rail, and then Shaping Up in the light blue colours, followed by Flourishing, and running the rail out the back is Cassette in the dark blue and yellow. So they race through the first quarter mile, and it's Cochabamba the rail and Venturina on the outside, and then really bouncing off this ground quite beautifully Devon Dancer on the outside. That's with the white sleeve jacket, Mark Birch, and then Pearl Angel the rail, and Shaping Up, shaping nicely in behind them. Cassette in the blue the rail, should be looking for room on the outside, plenty of room. That's Flourishing, and they're halfway in this Fay Rich White Sweet Solera Stakes, and Cochabamba ridden along next to the rails, but keeping up the gallop. Venturina going with it, and then Pearl Angel in the white cap. Here comes Flourishing with a flourishing run on the outside of Devon Dancer, who's now under pressure. Shaping Up not finding the best of room. Cassette still next to the rails, isn't out of it, though still last, and he often could win, and it's Venturina who goes on. Venturina, but Pearl Angel in the orange colours on the right is coming with a big run. Venturina and Pearl Angel duel inside the final furlong. Cassette picks up off the pace, but it's Pearl Angel who quickens the tempo, raises her game, goes clear as they race up towards the line, and Pearl Angel takes it very easily indeed in the end, and Venturina is second, with Cassette third, and then Flourishing, followed by Shaping Up, Cochabamba, and Devon Dancer was last of all. The result then of this Fay Rich White Sweet Solera Stakes, it's a win for number 5, Pearl Angel, in the colours of Mrs. M.B. Fairbairns, trained at Epsom by Brooke Saunders, and ridden by Michael Roberts, for whom this daughter of superlative, bred by her owner, is the 77th winner of the season. That's number 5, Pearl Angel, our winner, the 92 shot in this listed race. Second horse home is Venturina. Third, number 4, Cassette. That one picked up quite nicely. For at this stage, Cassette is covered up behind the runners, ridden by Richard Quinn in the dark blue colours. But now the race develops in proper here. The duel between Pearl Angel with a white cap, one off the fence, and the red colours of Venturina. So that big accumulator that Big Mac was talking about has burst here. Finishing well on the outside is Flourishing, but as they go up towards the line, just one in it, and that's horse number 5, Pearl Angel.
This is a nice sight for you, Jim, who've been saying Pearl Angel all day. At this stage, the only thing that's absolutely clear is that Mark Birch made the wrong choice, because Venturina is running very much the better of Peter Easterby's pair, with Devon Dancer dropping out and already beaten. In fact, Flourishing comes to challenge Venturina, but on the far side, the real challenge is coming from Pearl Angel.
Yes, you're quite wrong saying it's a lovely sight for me, because I didn't have a shilling on it. I did say in the morning that I thought it was a tricky race. There wasn't a lot of form to go on, but this filly, in contrast to all the others, was attempting 7 furlongs for the first time, and she ran as though it would suit her, and she didn't have to improve much to win. But interestingly, John, she comes from that newcomers race at Ascot, the Virginia Water Stakes, where she was 4th to some very well-bred fillies. She's improved a lot. She won this well.
Sun and Shade won that race and finished 4.5 lengths in front of Pearl Angel. Good form.
Well picked out, Jimbo, and Michael Roberts wins this race for the second time. He won it on Life on the Top 3 years ago, returned 9-2. Third best, that Pearl Angel, a 9-2 chance. The second horse, Venturina, went off at 11-2, and tremendous relief in many bookmakers' offices with the defeat of Venturina. Struck the front of the furlong pole. They must have been worried, but run out of it quite decisively by Pearl Angel. Kasiki is third at 25-1, shaping up the 11-4 favourite, but there are still plenty of bets running up from Cantoris and Abel Lassie, and they're going on Rose Glen, who'll be underway in a few moments' time at Haydock. But the great damage cannot now be done to the bookmakers. That defeat of Venturina has saved them quite a packet. They're quite relieved with that Pearl run on the shoulders, 9-2.
Sweet little filly, this. Just following through into the runners' enclosure. That's Flourishing going through.
A great day for Brooke Saunders this has been, because she won the ladies' race twice, not riding in it today, but scored as a trainer.
Looks very genuine little thing, John. She really lengthened up the hill. She might turn out to be quite useful.
Yes, Superlative was tough and consistent, wasn't he? You shouldn't bear grudges against horses because they're retired so quickly, but Sharif Dancer, of course, rushed off to the paddocks the moment he'd won the Irish Derby. Superlative, on the other hand, had a much more hard-working career.
Well, we did look at the favourite, and we were enthusing about her prospects. Let's just watch what happened. Ray Cochrane's always a very quiet rider in the stalls, as indeed was a great exponent of the art of starting Bill Shoemaker, but she just spooked away to her right as she opened there. Rather caught Ray for a moment by surprise, but they went so slowly, John, it didn't make any difference to her chances early on.
Would have ejected quite a lot of people like a spent cartridge. It certainly didn't do our chances any good, but we can't think that she would have troubled this filly.
Well, John Frankham said to me this morning that only half the horses engaged here at Newmarket today were trained here. This one has come up from Epsom and plundered a valuable prize. And again, she was a reasonable starting price. Here are the details.
First, number 5, Pearl Angel at 9-2. Second, number 7, Venturina, 11-2. And third, number 4, Kashiki, 25-1. Number 6 shaping up was the 11-4 favourite. The tape returns win 580, places 260 and £2.90. The dual forecast came to £17.40 and 7 round. And at Redcar, the 3:30 was won by number 1, Living Image, at 6-1. Second, number 3, Bushy Tail, 7-2. And third, number 2, Dagon, the 6-5 on favourite, 4 round.
Mrs. Brenda Fairbairn, and I'm Mrs. Joy Fairbairn.
Well done. Well, there you go. Now you know who the winning owner is. Well then, that was a really good effort there. And where's she come from? And where did you buy her, or did you breed her?
No, my sister-in-law bred her. They had the mare, and she's had a lot of winners. But this is the best one she's ever had. We had a very nice horse last year, Queen Angel, that won 3 horses. She was a mare too. And she won 3 on the trot, and then unfortunately she had an accident, and she is now a brood mare.
And when did you first think she was going to be any good?
When Brooke Saunders told us that she was showing a bit at home.
Brooks, your lucky horse here. You're
Yes,
the last lady rider to win the invitation race twice, and now this is your first listed race, is it?
Yeah, and then we won the Cesarewitch on the other one.
I know, it's been really good. But when did you first think that she was going to be any good, this filly?
Well, we thought at the beginning of the season, but all my horses have been very wrong, and when you scope them, they're full of muck. So we couldn't even dream about running her, and then she scoped clear, and we went to Ascot. She wasn't really ready to run, but we thought nice race, fillies only. And we were delighted with how she ran there.
She ran a hell of a race there.
Yeah, she did. And she's not tuned up. She's very, very laid back. You know, at home, she plods onto the gallop, works well, and then plods the rest of the way home. Eats, I mean...
Just what you need?
Yeah, she is.
And are all the others coming back right again now?
Yes, I hope so. We haven't scoped any lately. Puff Puff that runs tonight, she's scoped clean, so let's hope she'll go and do...
So we can follow some of your runners from now on?
Yes, let's hope so.
There's hardly any 2-year-old runners coming from Newmarket. I mean, is that all because there's a bit of flu, do you think? Or, I mean, is it just that they can't get them ready? I mean, I've ridden out here a few times, and the ground's not that good considering the quality of horses they've got here.
Well, we haven't had the flu at Epsom, but we've had some other bug. And I mean, it did frighten me bringing her here because of taking the flu home.
And how about the facilities? Because how's the all-weather standing up to everything down there?
The all-weather's standing up fine. We've got a good all-weather, and the grass has been usable. I don't really work my 2-year-olds on the all-weather. I'd rather leave them on the grass.
Well, just one last question before you go. Where will she go now?
I'm not very good at saying all this. She's entered for the...
Keeping your fingers crossed again.
She's entered for a group race at Sandown. Is it the Sweet Solero or something?
I think she's just won that.
Right, well, there you are. I mean,
No,
it's... I don't know. I'm no good at... She's entered in a group a group race at Sandown over...
Right, it's the Celerio Stakes.
Well, I was nearly right.
Near's
Yes.
right. Knew
Right.
it's something sunny. Listen, I'll tell you, as long as she
when
wins...
Henry Cecil comes on, he reels all these names of different races.
As long as she wins, it won't matter what it's
No,
for.
it won't.
But well done. It's great to
Thanks
see you
very
back in the
much.
winners enclosure. Thanks very much.
Splendid for Brooke Saunders. Now, 4 favourites have won this race coming up in 17 runners. Not a good race for favourites, but they're going levels, you devils, even money against Tidemark. And, of course, number 2, Red Toto, is a non-runner. So evens Tidemark, 4-1 lift and load. On the shoulders, 9-2 Swift Sword. And in 17 runnings, just 4 3-year-olds have won this, 9-2 Swift Sword. And it's 6-1 the 2 Rags, that's Spinning and Gulf Palace. But levels, you devils, evens Tidemark. It guyed in at Goodwood.
Well, there you go. You don't have to watch the racing if you do come here. They got a really good crash. They look too old to be called in at a crash, if you ask me. It only looks to be about 1 young enough. There you are. There's the bouncing castle. And Channel 4 team. I expect Willie Carson's in there somewhere. He hasn't got a ride up until the last race. Well, Jay Oaksey is going down to the crash later on this afternoon. We've got the picture puzzle coming up right after the break, so don't go away.
Josh, be a good boy and get Mummy a big tub of Flora.
Flora Extra Light. It's all you want from Flora, except it's lower in fat.
Well, I should imagine everyone will be happier. My younger brother, for one. He's a teacher at our local school, so he's always moaning that he can never make it to the bank. I remember once he had no choice, so the whole nature class came with him. Literally. But now we're open till 4:30. It means he can pop in after school. Preferably on his own.
Fraud Squad. Tonight's episode, Terror in the Night.
What's up, Al?
I'm on the case, Chief. They were supposed to be selling ordinary cider, but we found this.
Okay, let's say it's Red Rock. It's less gassy and not like any other cider.
It's Red Rock, it's less gassy and not like any other cider.
Now, who's behind it?
Well, I found the bartender's palm prints all over the place.
Very pretty, Al. Where is he?
Over there. The chicks are all over him.
Good job, Al.
Piece of cake.
No, thank you. I've just eaten.
Red Rock cider. It's not red, and there's no rocks in it.